talking about strength training and endurance, that sort of thing, I'm a woman. Most women don't like really big muscles. And that's kind of a fear that we have of, you know, if I do this, I'm going to get these barbarian muscles. So I know that, Evan, you've had an opportunity to interact and work with Dallas a little bit. Tell me a little bit about your experience. What's been helpful to you? And then how do we avoid the whole...
I'm one of those people who is over 60 and who is convinced that by working at functional improvement as taught by Dallas, that I know that for the last 3 months I have reversed a process, 2 processes. First, Dallas is also, and he hasn't said this yet, but he pays a lot of attention to eating right. And that has helped me enormously. I have 2 coronary stents, so I am in the process of reversing, and I know this, reversing coronary heart disease, and my physical functionality has improved. Now, when I was a kid, I was an athlete, and I used to think that working out meant doing what I used to do 45 years ago. It isn't that. It is the ability, for example, and I saw this happen as I was decreasing in my own skills, getting in and out of a tight car, back, legs, neck, inability to look right or left, you just get stiffer. When Dallas explained to me that the exercises will be feet on the ground and spinal column centered over the feet, and whatever you're doing, just be conscious that your posture.
I'm going to adjust my posture right
well,
now.
You know what?
I think we all need to do more of that.
But it's really interesting. By doing that, and then by doing a little isometric squeezing, you know, I'm finding that I'm able to support myself better, and it's easier to get in and out. It's easier to make that big step up to whatever it is that you're stepping up to. Get into your pickup truck, step up on a ladder. Things that I used to take for granted, and then I found I was not as facile after a while. It's all coming back. So it's really being reversed as a result of working with Dallas. In terms of muscle bulge, you know, we used to want to look great and be Muscle Beach. You don't need to do that at all. Resistance that Dallas has taught me, weight resistance is terrific, but it's to tone. And it's, you know, you don't have to have Michelle Obama's arms to look good, but you don't want to have a lot of flab hanging down. So, you know, he's got all the exercises right there, but it's all functional. And it's, for me, it has been a remarkable change in my life, and one that is, I'm now committed to it, and I'm motivated, but I'm not motivated where I used to have to drag myself out of bed and force myself to go run hard and think about, oh man, that's a drag and it's painful. You start out slowly. You start out gently.
That's a key point.
Yeah, and you do what you're comfortable doing. Very simple example. I used to bend down to get to the lower shelf of the refrigerator by going forward on the balls of my feet and leaning forward. Well, now I squat down with my weight on my heels, and while I'm down there, I stretch my arms up high, and I can feel my back stretching the way it's supposed to. And now I feel better when I stand up, and I feel a little stronger. Just a little exercise like that. It's terrific. So, long answer. But.
Wow, no, I like the answer. That's good.
Well, and you hit on a few different points there, but certainly working those small, simple movement patterns into your everyday life is a really great way to do that. It doesn't have to be a long, horrific exercise session where you have to lay down and take a nap for 2 hours after because you're so exhausted.
I don't have to buy spandex?
You don't have to buy spandex. But to address what you had originally talked about, especially with women who are concerned about their muscles, you know, getting so large and feeling like that's not the look that they're looking for, I don't focus my training on aesthetics, on appearance. In fact, I don't really even spend a great deal of time addressing body composition. It's very performance driven. And what I find is that body composition, whether percent body fat, how much lean muscle mass you have, what your resting heart rate is, what your VO2 max, which is a measure of cardiac function, a lot of these different measures, while they're components of overall health, are really not indicators that you can do anything. So it's very driven by performance, and I look at what you can do, and ultimately what you can do, if you have a higher physical capacity, it's an indicator to me that these things are already in line. So it works one way and not the other way. So I don't focus so much on gaining muscle mass or losing body fat. I focus on being able to do more things. And when you can do more things and you work hard at doing more things, you get stronger, you may gain some muscle mass, you may lose some body fat, but as your performance improves, your body composition just sort of falls into line. And that's a concept that is hard for people sometimes when they say, oh, I want to get a little bit stronger, I want to lose 20 pounds, whatever. And I say, all right, let's look at that as sort of a bonus to this, but let's look at improving your physical capacity. And that just sort of falls into place down the road. In particular with women and strength training, because of the way the female body responds to strengthening and the hormonal balance that women have different than men, it's really actually very difficult to put on enough muscle mass where you would feel like you were competing with Arnold Schwarzenegger for muscle size.
No offense, Arnold.
No, none whatsoever. But that's one of the things that you're not going to wake up and look in the mirror one day and say, wow, I'm huge. That's not the way it works. There is value in increasing your lean body mass. There's value in improving your body composition to within a more healthy range. But I see that as a secondary issue to improving what you can do, because that's ultimately will drive improvements in body composition.
So what I hear you saying is that the focus is more on getting healthy and getting functional, and that the muscle mass and the other things are a byproduct.
Absolutely.
That as we grow closer to a healthier state of being through physical activity, that the weight will probably begin to take care of itself slowly.
Slowly,
Came
yes.
on slowly, probably going to leave
Absolutely.
slowly.
And even if it came on quickly, it'll still leave slowly.
There you go.
But yeah.
Okay.
If I may, the aspect of psychological well-being, the relaxation, the serenity, if you will, that comes from feeling flexible. I've learned that by being more flexible, I'm stronger, so that I can.
He took the handbrake off.
Well, that's right. That's exactly right. And that makes me feel, wrong word I suppose, lighter. I just feel better because I have even just doing some stretching without anything that's going to exhaust me, Now I do plenty of things that are going to exhaust me, but I don't do those until after I have kind of relaxed my mind about stretching and getting into that mindset.
Now, Evan, you started working with Dallas. How have you stayed motivated